What's up, everybody? Punching you out here. Welcome to another Freelancer Spotlight. This is the last and final Freelancer Spotlight I have yet to do, and this is for Lex, the Scion of Fire. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done a Freelancer Spotlight video, and since she's the final one before eventually Atlas Reactor gets shut down, let's do her up and talk about her stuff. So the first thing is Firestarter. Unleash twin flamethrowers, torching enemies for 28 direct damage. Spaces hit by both templates are set on fire until the end of the turn, dealing 5 indirect damage to enemies that touch them. Gain 6 energy per enemy hit. Ground fire hits do not grant energy. So basically, anytime you do indirect damage, you gain energy, but since her fire's on the ground, it doesn't gain energy from it. Her second ability is Flashpoint. Imbue yourself, an ally, or an enemy with an explosive charge until the end of the turn. This charge detonates during blast phase, dealing 10 indirect damage to nearby enemies, but not the target. So if you target somebody with it, they don't take damage, but anybody around them does. Her third ability is a Dash, Afterburner. Launch yourself toward a target space and deal 23 direct damage to enemies around the destination. This dash will stop short of the enemy in your path. Spaces covered by this template are set on fire until the end of the turn, dealing 5 indirect damage to enemies. So it's pretty straightforward with her passive. Backdraft is her fourth. Gain 20 energy shield or 20 shield during prep phase. During blast phase, hurl a fireball that deals 15 direct damage to enemies it passes through. If you are hit by a direct damage attack, you will throw a second fireball in the same direction, dealing 15 additional indirect damage and setting the ground on fire till the end of the turn. Enemies that touch that fire take 5 indirect damage. So it's pretty much like a shield, but reacts to where you get hit. If you get hit, it reacts and does damage to them. Her final ability, which is technically her ultimate, Superheated, unleash your inner flame, becoming superheated until the end of the turn. While superheated, dealing damage to the enemies with your ability or ground fire will ignite them, dealing 5 indirect damage during the next turn, showing their action. Ignite damage will trigger cryo cores.
I got a burn notice with your name on it! Come at me! I dare ya. This'll light a fire under you! I don't punch down, but for you, I'll make an exception. Inferno!
And those were her taunts, as I had completely forgot about. So, with that being said, just like usual, we're going to go and show off her skills in the practice rather than doing like a, bot match or a actual match going on. And with her first ability, Firestarter, it's basically 2 cones that can go 2 opposite directions. You can go at like a 180-degree angle. And if you overlap them, she does plus 5 more damage. So with her passive ability on the flames, I mean, it mostly just does, like, as soon as they touch them, you take 5 damage. So with Vaughn, for example, his cryo cores, he does a lot of frost stuff. So when he uses the cryo cores and they take a little bit of damage here and there, it's mostly just chip damage. It doesn't do a whole lot. However, in Atlas Reactor, the more chip damage you can do on top of the main damage as well, being a firepower, then it makes all the difference, especially when trying to kill somebody off. Anybody that gets to 5 wins the game, or whoever has the most amount of stuff wins the game. And as you've seen before, when I got hit by that bot, the prep phase ability for my I think it was for my backdraft, I used the ability once, and then it went off again, so it does basically 15 damage twice, so it's total 30. And it can be useful for many different things. I mean, you could definitely just position yourself well, and hey, if you want to tag aggro enough, you could do damage to multiple targets if they want to chase you. And with being chased, I mean, it does work out in the end too, since mainly when you play Atlas Reactor, the firepower is the first one to go. Unless they're playing like a support that can't really dash, or really a frontliner that's really, really low. And with Lex, she does have an escape, but she also puts down fire on the field, so if you're trying to chase her, you're going to take that damage regardless. So there's really not much you could do about it. But anyway, guys, this is the final Freelancer Spotlight that I had to do. And pretty soon I'll be putting out a video for Atlas Reactor itself, because pretty soon, sadly, the game is going to be shutting down in June. Anyway, guys, hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.